area instance was to help these young people to change their mindsets and also to change their attitudes toward development.
Okay, talking about the girl child, what are the things that you're doing to make sure that they're empowered?
The things that we do with girl child, girls are most vulnerable they're most vulnerable in our areas. Many parents, they don't care about girls. They instead take two bottles of beers instead of taking a girls' school daily. So they neglect girls and think about boys. They think girls are a product for marriage. So as Mengo Youth Development Link, we have empowered these young girls to be at school through our programs, through vocation, through sports, through other programs that can change their attitudes, and also creating parenting programs so that the parents can focus on their girls.
Before we go ahead with those programs that you're making sure that they're involved in, tell us about the Street Children program. What are other things that you're doing for them to make sure that they're not out there on the streets?
We work with partners. We do what we call rescue, rehabilitate, and resettlement. In the process of rescuing, we sit with those guys slowly and counsel them. After that, we rescue them on the streets, and we work with other partners for rehabilitation process. After the rehabilitation process, we take them to family integration, take them back to their families. That is the process that we do. But remember, these street children, they take a lot of drugs. They need 95% they take about drugs, especially petrol, sniffing petrol, and marijuana and other things. So we make sure that we pass through the rehabilitation process to change their minds so that they are ready to be resettled to their families.
Okay, and then those who do not have families, where do they go?
We have homes we have homes which are licensed to mentor those young girls. They grew there, girls and boys, they grew there, and at the end of the day, they become responsible in future.
And then talking about the Soccer Academy, how have you used it to help the youths out there?
The Soccer Academy, we started the Soccer Academy in 2010. This was to develop the talents. We discovered the young people in the slums, they have talents which are not tapped. So for us, we looked at many of these young guys. Some of them are street children.
Very true.
So we brought them on board, and we started training them. Currently, we have more than 270 young boys and girls under sports, even girls who have them under the Soccer Academy. Now, the Soccer Academy is called Maidel Soccer Academy. We mentor these young people, we talk to them, we use soccer clinic as a way of changing their attitudes, especially during this COVID-19 period. Instead of loitering around, they come, we have a pitch. Our home ground is at Kampala Primary School, where we get those young people and we mentor them using the soccer as a component. And also it goes with counseling at the pitch.
Going back to the vocational schools, how have you tried to skill these youths using this vocational training?
Remember, I said we are coming from the slums. Now, what is happening? These young people drop out of the school. Some of them are becoming teenage mothers. So, with no future for us as Maidel, we have come up with Maidel Vocational Training Center. What we do in the Maidel Vocational Training Center, we train them in hairdressing, tailoring, fashion and design. We have bakery. We train them in computer sessions, plus also the package of counseling and guidance, because some of them are mothers. And we give them the hope that you will be better. After 1 year, we graduate them. A full graduation, which is very successful. And always graduate like 120, 150 every year.
Okay. And then having all these in place, have you tried to instill in the saving culture in these youths to make sure that at least the life you're trying to give them, they can maintain it through the skills that the different skills that they're gaining?
So with the saving, we realize that these guys are growing. We are growing and they are growing. So by imparting sports, other activities, we came up with formation of Maidel Community Circle. That's Mengo Youth Development Link Community Circle. It is a registered circle. Currently we have 180 young people who are involved. Even women, they're involved in saving. That scheme is a registered program, which is they save every Thursday and Friday. So it's a weekly program saving. And also we have managed also to get sponsorship under that circle from British Council. They gave us money and we got, it was a stimulus package to empower small businesses which are foreign due to COVID-19. So it is a circle that helped even young people also to encourage to save and also do some small business ahead of them.
Okay, tell us about the Maquinton Mydel Academy.
Mydel Maquinton Academy. Maquinton
Yes.
Academy. This is a program, also is under Mango Youth Development Link. It's a school. The school, we started it in 2005. It was a wooden structure. We started it with KCCA. They sponsored us by building a wooden structure. After like 5 years, we got partners. We bought land in Nansana. That's where the school is. But the school has more than 250 children, but 50% of them are critically vulnerable children. So we have boarding school session and also day school. So it helped them and it's helped them to be more responsible. We teach them. Remember, these are orphans and other vulnerable children. We teach them, we counsel them. Also, we talk about, we help them to mentor them. Also, we have sports at the school. We have a lot of things that we do. And apart from that, we do also mentor parents in that program. Because parents, the moment they know that this is free, the education is free, what they do, they don't want to continue to support their children. So we make sure that we are the parents, we sit with them, and we plan according to the status of the school. And also it has the PTA. The PTA is among those parents who are sending the children at school. So the Mydel Maquinton Academy, the school is okay and is doing well and support the children.
Okay, and then going back to Mydel Academy, what are your aims and objectives?
One is to empower the marginalized groups. We support the children, the vulnerable children in the areas. We economically empower young people to see that they change their attitudes. We fight against drugs and substance abuse among the youth and children. Also, we look at parenting as one of the key, because parenting is one of the areas that there's a very big gap. And lastly, mindset change among the community members.
And then, why do you only put yourselves within Kisenyi? Don't you think these things are happening elsewhere? Have you thought of expanding your activities to these other youths?
Yes, we move up to Mukono, Masaka, Wakiso. We move to different areas depending on the funding which is there.
Okay.
Now, for example, we have some areas. For example, we are going to have a children end of the year party in Bunamwaya. We're going to have a very good children end of the year party. So we hope that we shall have 300 children under that party. And also we shall give them gifts and also counsel them. We talk about other things. Hygiene, we have a partner, Movement for Community-Led Initiative. We're going to teach them how to wash their hands, hygiene and nutrition. So there are a lot of things that we're going to do. So we rotate in different areas, especially when we are doing, for example, community cleanup. We clean, we distribute clothes, and we also train about people on the environment, about how to clean their environment. So we rotate in all areas, really depending on the funding.
Okay. And then talking about the different things that you go through as you're doing your different activities. What are some of those challenges that you keep facing? And talking about COVID-19, how did it affect you as Mydel?
One of the challenges, domestic violence.
Okay.
Many families are broken down. Many families have separated. A lot of violence in families.
Sure.
That was worse. Number two, early pregnant crisis. Young girls, 17, 15, 16. It's on an increase. So remember, when those offenders, the moment they impregnate the girl, they take off. They no longer appear. Sure. So we have that crisis of pregnant crisis. We have also a challenge of funders, because the COVID-19 affected everyone. So many funders withdraw from supporting us. But also we had that was a very big challenge. And also another problem is the drugs and substance abuse. Since people are idle, young people, for them, the money for drugs is like money for food. They can't lose money for drugs.
They would rather not eat but have the drugs.
A drug.
How do you deal with all that? How do you make sure that instead of them, they kept busy, not idle like it is now? They no schooling, no nothing. They're just at home.
Soccer program. I said we have many in soccer.
Okay.
We take them do a lot of activities. We do home visits. We are there. We have a very big team of aggressive young people who are doing community work. They're always there. We have, under the Bliss Council funding, we have a volunteer team. It's called Active Citizen. They are 60 members. They reach out to different families. So we make sure that we make a follow-up, and we work with the local leaders. We talk to them, and we make follow-up in case there's anything. So we always have a lot of touches to different people, visiting different homes, so that we can make the community at least settle. But other things are a bit hard, especially in drugs. Drugs in Ichisenyi, they're like sweets, because there are some people who are selling sweets, but under there, they are drugs. They are selling drugs. They have been there when I was even in a primary up to now. They are still there selling drugs. So that one is a bit hard, but we need a lot of enforcement regarding the drugs abuse using the slum areas.
Okay, and then going back to the other activities that you do, apart from having the different soccer programs, different door-to-door visits, what are other activities that you're doing as MyDel to make sure that you change their mindsets, the youths, the livelihood?
Now, our focus, mindset change, we do what we call a community dialogue, and we discuss things. We train them, workshops and seminars, focus on mindset change. These guys have a lot. So we break that path so that we can change their mind. For them, they know things. They are there. Actually, they are there. Even if you give him 10 million, instead of using it productively, he will use it, drugs, marry another wife, also produce many kids. So the moment we don't focus on this, changing the mindset.
Very true. It's like we're not doing anything.
We're not doing anything. So that is the area that we are looking at, MyDel, that we should focus on mindset change in order to change the attitude of these people.
Okay, and tell us about the learning center, the creative learning center. What is it all about? What are different things that happen there?
The creative learning center,
yes,
is a center whereby these girls who had dropped out of school, we have a center, we educate them, we counsel them, we sit with them, and we talk to them so that they can change their behavior. Apart from talking to them, we give them lessons, literacy and numeracy, music, dance and drama. And what we do, we make sure that we make a follow-up. Remember, these girls in the Creative Learning Center, these are dropouts. Young girls under 17 years, but they are dropouts. So what we do, we talk to them. At the same time, we empower the parents. The parent who can take 5 bottles of beer daily, we encourage him to take 3 and save the 2 bottles, so that continuously can use that money to pay school fees for the daughter. So what we do at the same time, there are some people, I said mindset change, who don't understand the importance of education. So they say, after all, me, I didn't go to school. Let her be like me. So we remove that stigma, we remove that stigma from the community members. And there are others who say, that girl is there for marriage. So we make sure that in the Creative Learning Center, we create that environment between parents, we and the children, so that we can harmonize and let alone those girls go back to school after like 3 to 6 months.
Having done all that, we still find different girls dropping out of school, different boys doing different things, being on the streets, taking the drugs and all that. Where is the gap? What is happening? What are you doing to make sure that the things you're doing are really happening today and tomorrow? What do you think is the problem? Because you're having all these things happening, but we still find them on the streets, we still find girls dropping out. Where is the gap?
The gap is, for us, down there in the slums. I'm giving you a good example. You find a woman who sleeps at least on the floor, but with 5 kids. They are too productive to the extent that even if she's vulnerable, she gets another pregnancy. No, the father, different fathers. You may find a woman with 5 fathers, different fathers of different.
So the fertility rate is really high?
High. Now, remember, they take a lot of drugs.
Okay.
Now, what they do, they forget to protect themselves. At the end of the day, they what? At the end of the day, they produce kids, and that is another burden. Remember, in the middle class, they produce 2 kids, but they are 5, 4, 10. Can you imagine a poor woman in the slum? So that is a multiplicity of problems through the community. So that's also family planning is one of the issues that we need to address on the ground.
Now, knowing that it's one of the issues that you need to address, we have different programs coming out to tell these people about the family planning methods. Don't you think the government has done enough to help out?
They have done enough, but reaching out those ones, you know, the government needs to get partners who are on the ground,
okay,
so that they can work together. Because for us, we know them. You talk about family planning on the TV, someone can spend a year without even looking at the TV, even reading in newspapers. So I think Islam outreach programs, especially working with the partners who are there, I see it's the best way of reaching out. Those people I'm talking about, they can spend 5 years without coming to Kampala Road. They only come to Kampala Road when the president is swearing in Korolo. That's when they come. For them, they are there.
Well, despite all the challenges that you're going through, there are some achievements that you look at and you say, yes, we have at least moved from where we were to where we are now. What are those achievements that you look at and you say, yes, we are proud of ourselves as Mydel?
We have, you said Mydel Soccer Academy. Under football, we have those ones who are in Sweden. We have those ones who are in team. There is one called Zaga, Frank Zaga. He's our boy.
Oh, wow.
We have Rashid. He's the best, one of the best products in Rwanda, Rashid, Mutebi Rashid. We have Ada Anaku, Sadat Anaku, Ada, for us we used to call him Ada. He's the one who scored the goal for KCCA. In the previous match, he's the one who scored. When KCCA was with, he scored, Ada. So we have many products we have nurtured. We have Chiwanuka Henry. We have many under the soccer fraternity. Now, in terms of vocation, they have opened up their businesses. He has a business somewhere. They're doing well. In terms of rehabilitation of street children, the first child we rescued on the street, and we rehabilitated him. He is a good footballer. I can't say his name, but he's a good footballer. He has a family. He has developed. Yes. Well. So that is others whom we sponsored, who have passed through our hand, graduates. Some of them are coming back again to pay back to the project. Even they can sponsor, say, I'm going to sponsor a child. So we have a lot that we have done to change the all to help the young communities.
All right, thank you so much. As you are wrapping up this, you just give us your way forward, probably contacts in case someone would like to reach out.
Okay. Once again, I'm Pascal Otaya. I'm the director of Mengo Youth Development Link. When someone wants to call us, you can contact us on our offices on Musajja Arumbwa. We have an office in Musajja Arumbwa. The school is in Nansana. The vocation is in Rubaga. So the moment someone wants to contact us, we are on Musajja Arumbwa Road. My contact is 0701 88 60 93.
Okay, and then what's your way forward as Mydel? Where do you see yourselves ahead, like in the near future?
In the near future, we look at Mydel, and for example, we have future plans according to our strategic plan. We want to have like 60 acres of land so that we can produce food for production, because we feed our children. There are some children we feed. So we need to produce, start growing our food so that one can become self-sustainable. We have a primary school, but also we are looking at having a secondary school for our project. Also, we have in our plan, we have to have a complex, a soccer academy. We want to have a football pitch. We have to have a residential area for our children who are there under the soccer program. So basically, that's what we want to also have a well-established vocational training center. But when these are ours, our buildings, our properties, so we are looking at an extra mile for self-sustainable. And also lastly, under our program for the community circle, we want to have a community bank that supports the local population down there.
Finally, your last word to the youths out there.
Finally, I encourage young people to be focused, stop using drugs. Don't think in terms of politics. Politics is seasonal. Let them become more responsible. Let them stop using drugs and other substance abuse. Let them focus. Let them change their mindset. They should always audit themselves and become product of change so that they can change others.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Lutaya. It was really nice having you on the show.
Amen.
Youths are the future pillars of our country tomorrow, so let's embrace their developmental outreaches and support them. Remember, living a safe life is your right and responsibility. I remain Ishimwe Kathy. Stay safe and continue adhering to the COVID-19 SOPs.
Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by